Okay, so I always like to prefix deck text for new deck ideas like this with, I don't have an answer to, Jeff, why aren't you playing card XYZ, or why are you doing this build instead of this other build? There's like 5 or 6 different ways you could probably build this Temur Fire Shell alone. This is the one I'm starting with. Do I think it's better than all of the others? No, I have no idea. I just have to start somewhere so I can start getting some experience before we can form an opinion. So a couple of the choices that we've made here. First, I'm choosing to play enough basic lands so we can play Beanstalk Giant and Greater Tanuki as ways to ramp on 3 to get to Fires of Invention on turn 4. All of these are things that we can use early that double as big things we can play off fires for free late. These big things that also work when little means our deck building leans into Keruga Macrosage a little bit. I think the only thing I would do pretty differently if we weren't playing the Keruga restriction is largely the sideboard, like Hermit, Druid, as well as, say, Lantern over Leyline would be small changes I would make, but I think overall this is free given our main deck, so I want to start the sideboard with this in consideration so we can have powerful X as powerful a thing. As far as utility lands go, we've got a few Triomes, a castle, and then a handful of creature lands, so let's go ahead and pop on into some games with this and see how it goes. Malevolent, Hermit, Druid, whatever, chat. The 2-mana Hermit that Keruga says I can't play. Don't actually, me. You know, the Hermit, the playable one. Correct. Putting Keruga in your hand does not count as casting a spell with fires. Yes, exactly. Pay 3 to draw them and then immediately cast them off the burn. Is very good. That's why speaking of lots of different ways you could build Fires decks, there's a lot of different Yorion Fires decks as well that are potentially worth taking a peek at if you want to try and explore every bit of it. We're not going to play all Fires decks every day in Historic, but we're going to try a few different ones this week for sure. Maybe 2 or 3 Fires decks and then 2 or 3 of something else. This might be a spell, so I'm going to play the Shockland tap tier and pass. That's a really cute thought. Maybe there's an Obosh Fires deck now because Fires is now on. Seasons Pass is not legal in this format yet. Hopefully soon. We have not played with the zombie buffs yet, but that's also on my to-do list. Hey, thanks, RGMs. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, Saturday's Castle was a ton of fun. I was a little bit nervous going into it. It was my first time doing a broadcast for a real-time game like that on a larger stage. I think it went really well overall. I was pretty happy with how things ended up. So we have Colossal Turtle to bounce this Phoenix, and then Crab to counter something this turn. If you ever have a question about the deck list that we're playing, you type !deck in chat. You can link to the deck list, or you can find it via the mouse overlay on your screen. Shoutouts to Untapped. To my knowledge, they have not contracted people for future Unite events yet. Or if they have, I haven't been asked. There's a real chance when these games are just starting out, Can's right, that they rotate through 4 different people next month just to get a feel for a range of people in the community and figure out who they like the work of. So I would definitely take the opportunity given it again, but I also would understand if they want to rotate through and see some other people and give them a chance. Any No Pants, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. Match 1, game 1, Bizziples. What if I take the 3 and just scry here? Is that crazy? Just looking for a fires, basically, right? Sprite Dragon makes me a little crabby. Hey chat, what if we just like start casting 6/5s next turn? Oh, that's true. It's gonna get murdered by Unholy Heat. To be fair, the Unholy Heat will cost them 3 mana. But yeah, that's totally about to happen. I think Unholy Heat desperately needs to be nerfed. I think this format would be significantly better if it wasn't legal. It's a big part of what makes playing creature decks in this format feel atrocious. It's a big part of why this Phoenix deck is omnipresent. Yeah, I agree, Beetle. It should probably be nerfed to 4. That fucking Winota is banned in this format, chat. It's actually kind of unreal. It's actually kind of unreal that Winota is banned in this format. Do I want to put Den into play? I think I want to discard Den to Cavalier next turn, right? So I think we just sit on it. Good chance they just get these birds back and kill us here, but I didn't have a line to prevent that. We just gotta kind of hope it doesn't happen. I mean, I don't even know that Angrass Marauders was a problem, if I'm being honest. I think control players are just largely whiny crybabies and hate dying to efficient creatures. To their credit, Titan, Wizards is very slowly taking everything off the ban list. They're just doing it incredibly slowly. They understand. The third spell being the fourth Unholy Heat is really big insult to injury. It's really big insult to injury. That half a year kazoo, welcome back. Angel's Wrath, thanks for the brand new Prime. I really appreciate it. Easy keep chat has the hate card. My body is ready to get Brazen Barward. Bugbear would have been lethal the next turn with Cavalier. Not through a blocker or any piece of interaction though, right? Leyline of the Void even draws a card with Keruga, which is kind of gas. They were crazy efficient with whatever red creature grip. Yeah, but that's kind of the point, Gruvin. You had to have a 4-mana 4/4 stick in play. Like, nobody reasonable is going to argue with you that Winota wasn't doing something powerful. It's the setup that you had to do that thing powerful that was reasonable. Winota is a combo card that cares about removal, discard spells, counter spells, sweepers, like all of these things disrupt you meaningfully. Even Grafdigger's Cage disrupts it. Having things in a format that are powerful, that encourage people to play interaction is a good thing. All right, if we draw an untapped red source, we're in a good spot here. If we brick, we're probably dead. I did keep a kind, and this is, honestly, this is the power of the Phoenix deck, right? Like, I kept my hand on the back of it being powerful into their graveyard stuff, and then they just had non-graveyard stuff here that killed me. So it's the reason why the Phoenix deck is the best deck in Historic by a large margin. If you look at a lot of the historic events that have gone on MTG Melee in recent months, half of their top 8s being Phoenix is not uncommon. Wombo Combat, thank you for the half a year, welcome back. I don't even think you need to give a large bat to Phoenix's head. I genuinely think it's just as simple as making an Holy Heat not deal 6 damage. Traditionally speaking, the types of things that are good into a deck like Phoenix involve outsizing them inside of combat, and you just can't do that anymore because the red decks get to play 1-mana murder. One mana murder is not something red decks should get to play. It's not okay. It's for the 19 months, Pseudo Pally. Yeah, the Grease Fang deck is not that dissimilar to Winota, is a good shout. Stiggy! Thanks for dropping off some of Jeff Bezos' money, I appreciate it. I think we're using the Beanstalk Giants here first because they cast for creatures later, whereas if I channel the Tanuki, it isn't a creature later. Honestly, the craziest thing about Unholy Heat to me in my brain as someone who's a Magic boomer that played Modern for forever, the fact that they were able to print a card that edged out Lightning Bolt as the premier 1-mana red removal spell in Modern is insane to me. If you would have told me 5 years ago that Lightning Bolt would get edged out as the premier removal spell at 1 red mana in Modern, I'd have called you nuts. I'd be like, no, there's no way they ever print something that does that. That's just silly. That's way too pushed. It's never happening, but here we are. People that manage historic, honestly, the people making decisions about managing historic very clearly have an incredible bias in favor of control decks. Because Lightning Bolt's good in aggro decks, so it's not okay, but Unholy Heat is good in control decks, so get it in here. Memory Lapse was allowed to be legal for a long while. Brainstorm was allowed to be legal. For what it's worth, I agree that Lightning Bolt probably shouldn't be in this format. But those other cards also shouldn't be. If Phoenix had access to Lightning Bolt, it would play Bolts and Unholy Heats. All of those Pillar of Flames and crap in the Phoenix deck that they play on top of Unholy Heat would be Bolts. You're right that some decks would play both, Birthing Potter. And Unholy Heat is just a generically good card, so you can, in fact, play it in aggressive decks too, because it's just good there. Yeah, both of the first two cards they've power level rebalanced and unbanned in Historic are control cards. Fires of Invention is a combo control card. It's not an accident. What's the best way to put it? Banning Faithless Looting would probably make Phoenix not be a playable deck any longer, which I think would be sad. Unholy Heat, in my opinion, is the problem there, because Unholy Heat specifically gives the Phoenix deck an answer to problems it shouldn't have clean answers to. If you're a blue-red deck, your deck should have a hard time dealing with 5+ toughness creatures with single cards. That's what you sign up for when you choose to play a deck like that. It's the color pie break that's the biggest problem. Yeah, can I get a flavor judge ruling on my dinosaur opponent playing Star of Extinction? I feel like there's some kind of conflict of interest here, chat. Mia on the wall. Who's the... Oh my god, did we miss lethal? I could have gotten a land and killed them with Beanstalk Giant, chat. I'm aware we could have stomped them. Listen, I wanted to draw 3 cards. And who are you to judge me for wanting to draw 3 cards? Well, thanks for dropping off that Prime All the Same target, dummy. And remember, the YouTube is up there for all of your Hooglandia after the fact. The ladder does reset today, a few hours. Noon PST, I'm told. Thanks for the follow, Seraphim. We're going to bring in a couple of burn down the houses here. What do I want to cut for the burn down the houses? Honestly, maybe it's just a couple of the Sweltering Suns. Probably have mostly bigger threats. Maybe the flavor is the opponent is trying to reenact the history of the dinosaurs. That's a good shout, Omega. I appreciate the flavor judge ruling. And I keep this. Any third land this seems pretty good. Thump! Thank you for the almost 4 years of support. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Praise the Bezo Bucks. What's going on, Ivan? Your weekend was all right? All right, chat. With our powers combined, we shall stomp Lambholt into the ground here. All right, any untapped land is a perfect draw next turn, huh? Get to go fires into Cavalier. Oh. Oh, this is what they're doing, chat. Oh. 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 Maybe binning the turtle is wrong, because the turtle bounces the ill-tempered loner.
When people start screaming, yup, you're going
The solution to Unholy Heat's power creep is to print / rebalance a bunch of 1-mana creatures to be X7s. Wow, that's really good. This is sick with Reckless Rage, chat. Their deck is gas. Can I kill them? It's 9, not quite. We know they run Star of Extinction. We saw it last game. If we'd have gotten a 2-ball in somewhere. And here we thought red couldn't deal 6 damage for 1 mana before an Holy Heat. God bless you, right? I think we just pass here, huh? Obviously, I could kill their Chandra, but I think I want to hold up Crab and Turtle here.
Today's my lucky day.
Man, I'm such the bad guy here, chat. I am such the bad guy. I'm the bad man. Sorry, opponent, your deck is sweet. I'm going to end you, though. Oh my gosh, it tapped my red source. They're still dead, though, right? I believe they're still dead. There. We should have dealt 3 more damage here, but still lethal. I don't know a lot about Fire's decks in this format just yet, chat, but I do know that Mirrorshell Crab has felt cracked in them. Being able to have a counterspell that you play through Fires is really strong. Can I have a slice of cheese? Thanks for the 29 months. Welcome back. Yeah, the channel cards with fires is super neat. The fact that they let you kind of break the game rule that fires introduces is strong. Hey, thanks for the 3.5 years, Coons. Welcome back. I think this is a land. I cannot afford to fall in love with fires. I've been alchemy only since its release. So just find a little room in your heart. Learn to love again. That bounce fell sand. We're just buying time, chat. We're just buying time. It might not be enough because we were on the draw here. A burn deck like this is probably a bad matchup for us, I would imagine. Alright, 1 Sweltering Suns, please. I mean, all things considered. Yeah, Burn's not super popular. I think having a bad red aggro matchup is fine in this format. It's not something I'm particularly concerned with. I assume we're dead next turn. They have 3 spells in their hand. Oh yeah, my creatures even deal damage to me, right? I can afford to take off to ramp consistently, so I'm just gonna swap these out for some more interaction here. Chat, is there literally any other deck in the format where I want something like Thragtusk that isn't exactly this deck I'm currently playing against? Also, I know you're being super results-based watching me die to the burn deck, but even if you're being results-based, could you like think about for a second that I just died while a rampaging Ferocidon in play? So not only is your suggestion bad because it's being results-based, but it also wasn't particularly paying attention to the actual result we just experienced. So, like, if you're gonna be bad and be results-based, at least, like, actually pay attention to what's going on, please. Chat, it's okay to have bad matchups. You don't need to put narrow bad cards in your deck just because you died to a matchup that felt bad. It's okay to just be like, you know what? The 1 in 10 matches or 1 in 20 matches I'm gonna play against Burn, I'm gonna die with this deck, that's fine. See, chat? You're actually just never winning the matchup in a million years. Don't change your deck because of them. Just don't, you know? The thing you have to understand about Magic's non-rotating formats is that if someone wants to win a matchup more than you do, they are always going to win the matchup. These Formats with incredibly deep card pools allow people to build their decks in incredibly polarizing ways. If someone wants to beat our big mana pseudo combo control deck, they're going to get to run us down. And that's just how it be. And if you're not okay with that, you should stick to limited or standard or alchemy. Formats with smaller card pools that tend to have less polarizing play patterns on average. It feels good to be able to stand while we're working again. The way I had my setup done last week, my camera was positioned in a way that didn't let me raise and lower my desk, and was definitely feeling it. Hey, thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Orchid. Welcome back. Laris, aim. It's all burn decks all the way down, Georgie. Oh, red black arcane is sure. Dealerino. As an early 30s adult who spends 8 to 12 hours a day on his computer, having a standing desk isn't a matter of liking, it's a matter of being physically necessary for not being in constant pain. Even with a good chair, even with a good chair and decent posture, sitting 8 to 12 hours a day is just not an ideal thing to be doing. I don't have a cheapo office chair. My chair was like over $600 when I bought it new many years ago. And I still prefer standing. I think I'm just keeping the pressure on here, huh? Because if they take this hit, they're dead to one Skyturtle connection. Hey, Spaceman. Thanks for the over 2 years. Welcome back. Yeah, the background definitely needs some more personality, chat. It just took several hours to like clean my office and physically relocate the desk yesterday. So Christy wants to take care of doing the background. We actually ordered a new small like shelving thing for back there. And we want to get put up together. But it's gonna take a second to get here and then some more time to put together. We're gonna take a bunch of like the fun Pokemon stuff and other stuff that we had up there the past week and put it behind me, and then the board games can go back on the board game shelf where they belong. If you look at the picture in the new Office command, there's definitely a giant pile. The board games that had previously been on the shelves that had to vacate for the Pokemon cast are all stacked here in a giant pile next to me. They're just outside the camera frame here. Looks great, Sniper Keeper. It's unfortunate we don't have Leyline in the opener, but is what it is. Is there anything, is there a bigger Leyline of the Void experience than that? 100% of the time. Yes, the Pokemon Unite company gave us the Pokemon company gave us a small list of typical MOBA jargon that they didn't want to be used on the official Pokemon Unite broadcast. And to be fair, some of it was kind of silly, but some of it made a lot of sense. Like someone that's new calling the person in the center the jungler isn't particularly descriptive, for example. So I think taking the time central area or saying the name of the Pokemon that's going there takes a little bit more words, but I think from the perspective of is it doing something useful for the broadcast, I think the answer is yes. Jungler. So jungler's a good example. So in MOBAs, they call the person that goes center the jungler. Be Rich, thanks for the 46 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm just taking my 1-for-1 here, keeping the board clean. Chad, I'm not going to argue with you over the details of what jungler means in the other MOBAs. Stop being pedantic. It is completely and entirely accurate to say that they are MOBA-specific terms that refer to things because of what things look like in the other games. I don't care what they mean in other games. Joke's on you, opponent. I don't care about Mindra. They're probably gonna Thoughtseize us instead. Yeah. Sedge. This is my 6-5. Go. Your move, Yugi boy. He's huge, chat. Alright, we're mulliganing for Leyline of the Void this time, champ. We're mulliganing for Leyline of the Void. The real question here, chat, is how hungry is the swarm? That's the real question. How hungry is the swarm? Oh no, chat, they're so hungry. Doesn't anybody ever feed them? Why do they always gotta be eaten in the middle of my match? Oh, man. It just ain't right, chat. To be fair to Historic in this match, there really isn't anything more. Is there anything more pure Magic non-rotating format than I mulliganed for my hate card, so we flipped a coin to see if they had their anti-hate card? They did, so now I'm gonna lose. That's really a good summary of Magic's non-rotating format play patterns. Powerful polarizing thing. Hate card, anti-hate card. GG. It's a good time. I used to do this at least, I guess. Ah, yes. The post-mana leak land drop of shame. Listen, chat, I'll take it. The swarm is so hungry, chat. It's so hungry. Please, someone get the swarm something to eat. Doggo, 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 doggo. Doggo, 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 doggo. Oh man, are we dead? I guess if we draw untapped land here, we get running Beanstalk Giants, we might be okay. Oh gosh, they're escaping Crocs in this turn. Alright. Alright. Alright, this worked for the last deck we played. Temur Fire's deck, you have one more shot to show you're not a dumpster fire. If you miss, we're moving on to a different Historic deck. Black can't interact with enchantments. Red can't kill creatures with 5+ toughness. R&D's like, hold my beer. I got you. I got you, fam. This is actually kind of sweet. So I get to pass here, and I get to hold up Mirrorshell Crab or Greater Tanuki here. Again, we could do either. think we're chilling. And we'll hold up the crab / cycle Sweltering Suns. We're just chilling for now. This might be a Sky Turtle pick back up Mirrorshell Crab angle. Well, I guess they're going to have enough lands to play Greasefang around that this turn. Okay. They live this attack because Faithful Mending puts them to 14. But this setup does mean even if they Paraheli on us next turn, we still have lethal because of the creature land. It doesn't die to heat, thankfully. Giant was like okay there, but it actually doesn't kill their main card, which is an X3, so I think that comes out. Go leave in Sweltering because it can deal with a 4/3 in a pinch. We can like bounce the Parahelion before it attacks and then use Sweltering Suns to clean the Dorko before it can try again. Yeah, they're definitely bringing Pioneer to Arena. It's just gonna cost you infinite dollars to play when it eventually does. Chat, to figure out if a given thing is going to be added to Magic Arena, it's really easy. You just ask yourself, will this thing I'm wondering about be profitable? And in the case of printing new Magic cards, the answer is always yes. Selling people more cards to buy is very profitable. One thing I didn't think about that I'm now realizing looking at my setup is the sun coming in through my egress window is directly on my computer tower. Is that a bad thing? Maybe I need to put some curtains up so that's not the case. Feel like that might not be a good thing. Buy your computer a hat? Yeah, something like that. Tint the windows. That sounds like way more work then. Am I dead? I think we're dead, Chip. Oh, they don't have a graveyard. Never mind. Sideboard cards are busted. Sideboard cards are cracked, chat. Cracked in half. Our opponent there, chat, is 1600 something. So they're probably trying. I'm not scooping to the gap. My opponent's 1600. They're probably trying to win 1 to 3 matches to finish top 1200 at the end of the season. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give them a free W and re-queue. Season ends in an hour 45. Although, the question is, how much do I do that for? Maybe anybody in the numbers? I'm not gonna punt a third match in a row. I'm gonna give out these two. I don't want the whole stream to be concessions, but we'll give out a couple here. If we drop our percent low enough too, it should pair us into other people in the percents as well. Alright, find me someone in the 80s or 90s percents, please, Clamp. Alright, sorry, Colin. I gave out 2 presents before you. You're gonna have to work for your W. I'll tell you what, Chip. If by some stroke of luck we're going to end up beating Colin, it looks like, we'll concede the match before we win. I'm gonna make them play because I need content. Seem to draw an untapped land here, and we'll get to go Fire's Keruga. Or could definitely had worse draws there. This at least hopefully saves our hand this turn. We're on 28 lands, right? Right? There's 22 lands left in my deck at the moment, and there's 1 in my graveyard and 1 in exile. Yeah, we're on 28 lands. 26. And we're on 28. That's definitely correct. Definitely correct to discard what I did. I probably should have mulliganed. We have Leylines in our deck. Yeah. My body is ready for the Leyline draws on turns 2 and 3 again. Oh, I keep forgetting I can do this at instant speed. It's so weird. Instant speed ramp is so strange, chat. It's so strange. Maybe we need white Leylines as well to stop all the hand attack. Maybe. Help, help, I'm being suppressed. Cause it's a sneaper keeper, Leyline gonna get you. Sneep ba ba, keep ba ba, doo 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 doo, boo doo 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 doo. It's a damn shame they didn't have Inquisition on 1 this time, because our hand was actually un-Inquisitionable. Would have been superb. Get wrecked. Just gonna do this. Yeah, this card being not being duressable is very good. For sure. Do I want to cast Healing Salve, chat? I think I want to cast Healing Salve. BTY-ish, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I'm down with the salve.
I am vengeance, bloody and righteous. Dire times call for dire tactics.
Is there anything more peak Twitch chat than offering up the opinion, I don't think Fires is playable unless you play these other two cards that were never played with it when it was banned? Like, come on, this card was literally banned before they nerfed and gave it back to us. Can you at least take 30 seconds and look up the history of the card and see how people played it previously? Good golly. Stop it. Get some help.
Your transgression has not gone noticed.
You and I are gonna take him out.
Take him out.
If you play with fire, you're gonna get burned.
I KO Sorin here because it can make a lifelinker.
Darkness, I return.
Thanks for the follow box. Welcome to the channel. And excellent weekend, Coder Chris. The Pokemon Unite broadcast went really well. I was really happy with it. Hey, they have a Doomblade for my doggo. Huh? Is that better than a random? It might be better than a random. Last day on Earth feels a bit too real right now. It is a little on the nose given the state of everything. That's actually quite strong. I was like, wait, where's the trigger? It doesn't happen till end of turn now, chat. It doesn't happen until end of turn. It's so beautiful. Be-do-do. Be-do-do-do-do-do-do. Be-do-do. Bum-ba-da-da. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm gonna attack with the doggo and see what they do. Yeah, I think I want a Keruga. I think I want a Keruga draw 2 here. Hey, what's going on, Guardian? Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Keruga does not count itself. Yeah, it's other. A little conservative with my attacks here, but I think it's correct. I like fires in standard. That was fine. Why didn't they do this on their turn? They just mess up? I guess they were afraid of bricking. It's so weird to do that on my turn after you block. It seems like such strange timing. And now they're backed into a wall in half 2. Ah, the Inquisition. And again, I'm conceding there because our opponent is playing for top 1200 with a couple of hours to go, and I am not. And I don't. They can have some rank points, chap. Hey, Paddington the Beast, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Pierogi Addict, thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Welcome back. Historic mana good enough for 4-color fires, not with basic land ramp. You could definitely play 4-color fires if you're not playing like Beanstalk Giant and stuff that we're playing, but these explicitly find basic lands, so you can't really play 4 colors with them. But if you wanted like a Explore Growth Spiral 4-color, it would probably be fine. Explore Growth Spiral lets you play Time Raveler on turn 3 as well, so that's probably another direction to test fires in for sure. Yeah, if you're someone who is afforded the privilege to be able to get to a dentist and can afford to do it, you should do it. The longer you go without seeing a dentist, the more you will regret it when you eventually show up. If you ever brush or floss your teeth and your gums bleed when you do that, chat, that's not normal. Go see a professional. It's getting hot in here. Be-dee-dee-dee-dee. My dental insurance covered $1,200 of the $5,000 that Invisalign cost me. So there is a reason I waited so long to get it done, because we had to get to a point where we're financially stable enough to be able to do that. I missed that. Can you ban that one, Sporadic? Please and thank you. It's funny how frequently people that have medium opinions on games that require strategy and critical thinking end up having medium opinions on things related to real life that are more important. Did I need realignment or was it cosmetic? My teeth had a significant amount of crowding, which made them more difficult to keep clean. I would not have done it if it was purely cosmetic. Hey, thanks to whoever checked out Last Day on Earth. Appreciate you supporting the sponsor. We'll be checking that out ourselves here on stream at the end of the stream today. Hey, 78ers, thanks for the 17 months. The Bonecrusher Giant. How about a land shit? Is that better than Bonecrusher Giant? Hey, thanks for the 63 months, Andrew. Welcome back. C80, thanks for the follow. We're going to start holding lands at this point, I think, because if we find Cavalier, I want to be able to try and turn these into spells, and 8/8 on Beanstalk Giant is generally large enough. Yeah, I got pretty lucky. I had like a 3-year stint through the end of undergrad and grad school where I didn't go to a dentist. I just ended up having like some extra bleeding in my gums that needed to be taken care of and bacteria to be washed out. I didn't have any cavities or anything else that needed to be taken care of. To be young and dumb. going to destroy the carpet without a roller mat. You would destroy really cheap carpet. My chair's been on this carpet for going on 3 years. It's fine, trust me. I'm also not like rolling around constantly. God, Turtle rebuying Macrosage is so cracked. It's so good, chat. Why is it so good? Oh, Papi! Papi! Goodbye, friends. I'm the bad man. Solid. Slightly above average turn. Slightly above average turn. This card's been guess. Both of these channel cards have been guess. This one's been fine. These two have been really good. I like them a lot. I didn't go to the dentist from the time I graduated college, and my mom stopped making my appointments. When I got married, my wife started making appointments. Well, at least you got someone to take care of you, Beetle. Yeah, I agree, Drex. I understand that people like really like that style of game, and like more power to them if you love that gameplay, but the one thing that like I watched a couple of boss fights that were supposedly like really impressive in Elden Ring, and it's so strange to me how the way you win most boss fights in that game, it seems to be, from the few that I watched, is rolling into the boss and abusing an iframe where the boss like literally cuts through your character model, but you're iframed while rolling, so it doesn't matter. It's so weird. An iframe is an invincibility frame. It means there's a small window where you can't die. I mean, it's neat from a game mechanic perspective, and I understand that they're intentional. It's just I guess you don't play games with like magic and stuff for realism in them, but it feels weird to me. But almost all rolling games have iframes on the roll. Not ones that I've experienced where you're expected to abuse them to the degree that they need to be abused to do well in Elden Ring. I guess from all of the get good talk I had often heard about the series, I expected there to be something more nuanced going into it, as opposed to just cheese with iframes. I don't know what I was expecting exactly. I was expecting something that wasn't. Someone said they referred to it as a cheese strategy, and that feels like accurate. Yeah, like parries and guards and stuff. Those make a lot of sense and I think feel good. Some iframes on rolls are standard, but being forced to use those iframes aggressively because of push difficulty is unique. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I feel like most other games I've played don't really push you to have to use that mechanic. That feels kind of awkward. I mean, Witcher 3 Space Martian, if you haven't played it. Witcher 3 is like the gold standard of fantasy open world RPGs. Turtle. If you don't want explicitly fantasy, the Horizon series is S tier. It's very good. If you want explicitly fantasy, Horizon is definitely post-apocalypse. It doesn't fit that. All right, we gotta leave 2 blockers back because Hydra the Eye Tyrant is a menace. I've heard good things about Final Fantasy 15. That's also not like a fantasy setting though, despite the game name. And I don't think they can get an extra 3 out of their board here. Oh yeah, I don't know if God of War constitutes an open world game, but if you haven't done God of War, they recently ported that to PC, and God of War is S tier video gaming. Dad of boy. They're currently KO'd in the air, and my turtle has a ward around it, so... Dan, thanks for the 25 months. Welcome back. Turtle. Unfortunately, chat, our opponent is not turtley enough for the Turtle Club, so we're gonna have to take the W here. Your turtle license has been revoked. Jeff, you made me realize my gradual health insurance doesn't cover dental. Yeah, a lot of them don't. Christy and I pay a little bit extra for that, and even that, it only covers up to $1,200 a year. So if you actually have anything big go wrong, you're still paying for it out of pocket. America! Although I believe a lot of places that even have socialized medicine, they don't cover dental in their socialized thing, right? Like Canada Dental is separate, I believe, as well. They're luxury bones, chat. You don't need teeth to live, chat. They're luxury. Eat smoothies, drink everything through a straw. LaCarp, thanks for the 33 months. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Thanks for dropping by to support still. Oh, look at that, chat. Our draw opponent is 69%. Nice. Aggressive Time Killer, thanks for the half a year. This is a good spot to aggressively kill time. Welcome back. Rain's okay. Kind of wants a Ram spell on 3, but we've got solid interaction here. That's a weird caveat, Toe Smasher. Nah, Christy doesn't really watch video games with Megas. She's the oddball out in the house. She plays them. She thinks my job is weird and all of you are strange, chat. She's not wrong. Okay, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I think we're holding up Mirrorshell Crab next turn, so I'm not going to step on their face. I'm just going to go ahead and pass back. This is a 5-color nib from the opponent here. I think I'm going to aggressively keep holding up this counterspell. I don't think I want to, like, fires, get it vanishing first, and then... Let's do this. I've got Turtle up here still. Because if they like want to niv this turn instead of interacting with fires, that's fine with us. Good beats, good beats. Hey, Drew, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to the turtle for now. I'm gonna ditch the Bonecrusher Giant, though. Driving in my Cavalier, beep beep. Hope no one wrecks into me. Got me. Thunk, thunk. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. Do 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 do. All right, so Bone Daddy and Sweltering Suns not particularly useful here. Shark Typhoon and Shifting Ceratops useful. Maybe we bring in the burn down the houses because they have that 2-drop that turns into a 5/5 with your basic lands, I think is the play. Yep. Doggo, 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 doggo. Doggo, 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 doggo. You want to make chili, but your wife doesn't like chili? That just sounds like more chili for you, Beetle. These two together is also really good. Just being able to hold both of them up on 3. They chose not to discard anything. They're like, nope, my hand's perfect. Actually just can't improve. That's terrifying, chat. It's terrifying. Both this makes me crabby, chat, so we're gonna get rid of it. Fortunately, I'm gonna have to shock to play Doggo next turn, which is not great. Hopefully we just peel and burn down the house and get to clean things out. He says before his opponent plays Stiff Visit. Oh, they just drew Wellspring. That's good for us. There's a good chance casting Doggo just means we die, because I just like vanishing first Doggo and then hit us for lethal after I shock. But it is what it is. This is the line we have to take, have to take, have to take. Do 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 do. It was an intense and interesting game of Magic. It's for the follow, Drew. Welcome to the channel. Typhoon is adorable with fires, I agree. All right, 2 shots at a land in our 28 land deck, chat. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. I need to pause for a minute here, chat. After watching this, I need to read you all a quote. Hold on. This is really important. They are copying the wrong game. People have never played Magic looking for randomness. We like thoughtful interactions and strategy. What's Magic Twitter like, you ask? What's Magic Twitter like, you ask? God, they're so stupid, chat. Just such incredibly big dumbs. Oh. Oh. Oh, and naturally, chat, that blistering take came from someone that was upset that digital Magic cards exist. Because silly, unreasonable opinions tend to come in groups. It is colossal, in fact. The picture was cut off. Did they have an NFT profile picture? I don't recall, sorry. It's a good question, though. Ganning Gamer, thanks for the 23 months. Welcome back.
Keep an open mind.
Keep watch for intruders.
Step on the Emperor here at least.
I train every day. No one is not prepared. Meditate and prepare.
Oh my gosh, chat, we're getting Vadrak turns. That's great. The opponent's deck is awesome, chat. If you haven't seen it before, we've played it a bunch of times.
Just the trick.
Yeah, we played, the last time we played Vadrak turns, we played 2 Wanderers. Oh no! I think we're dead, chat. They have an untapped land? They have an untapped land? We're probably dead here.
Save yourself and give up now.
Or another chance for glory? Yep. So, this, for people that haven't seen their deck before, this is a take an extra turn spell. Their stuff becomes indestructible. They lose at the end of that turn. But Gideon's a total Chad, and he says, nah, I don't feel like losing. Losing's for losers, chat, not for Gideons. Gideon ain't about to lose. He ain't about that life. Alright, we did. We did. So here's the thing, Chip, about people that think Magic is this big brain low variance game. There are a lot of people who they are so invested in Magic. It's not just a game they play, it's their whole identity, right? Like they eat, they go to work, they sleep, and they play Magic the Gathering. And they view Magic as this very intellectual experience where they're smart, they win games of Magic, therefore they're smart. So acknowledging that Magic is a game that's riddled with incredible amounts of variance, in a way would be them admitting that they're probably not as smart as they think they are. Because if Magic has an incredible amount of variance, it means that they're winning a significant number of games, not because their brain is huge, but because, you know, their opponent got unlucky or they got lucky. Oh, yeah, this is a Leyline matchup, isn't it? It's a good call. We are rambling about silly people. You're correct. There should be Leylines in my deck. That's actually kind of true. The bounce spell does make Leyline a touch awkward. I think I'd rather play this than ramp into this on 4, but that could be wrong.
Mind and body should move with thoughtfulness before action. My mind needs a rest.
My mind needs a rest. Excuse me? That's kind of like a 5th Vodrock, huh? I'll put the Leylines in anyways. These two cards aren't particularly good here. It's just these were really bad. Leyline's slightly better there. They forgot to plus the Gideon on my thing. It's fine. I had another Bonecrusher Giant in my hand anyway, so their Gideon was going down. We did, in fact, only win that game because my brain is huge, chat. Skillfully outplayed. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to Beanstalk Giant actually after I draw that. I'm actually supposed to not play the land there and discard it to our friend. Draw an extra card. Unfortunately for our opponent, they seem to have lost this low variance game called Magic the Gathering to not drawing any resources. Or they're actually just dead, right? We do this. We draw Keruga, we give Keruga and Cavalier haste in 1 attack. We can also just draw the land, and then we get to do this. Yeah. The Beanstalk Giant. Jeff's background looks a little like every startup I've ever been to. Yeah, I desperately want to get my gaming stuff set up back there. Want to put a bunch of my Pokemon stuff and other things back there. I'm going to put all the sweet magic swag Wizards has sent me over the years up back there to promote the primary game that I stream. You know, stuff like that. Leftover pizza and breadstick balls, Martian. Timid, thanks for the half a year. How well does the soundproof work? So, the stuff behind me, chat, that's not soundproofing. Getting any sort of actual soundproofing into a room is incredibly expensive. The foam pads simply cut reverb inside of a room. So that way my voice doesn't echo when it hits the microphone as much from bouncing around the room. We are still doing HelloFresh, yeah. And we do 2 meals a week. We did 4 meals a week for the first 3 weeks. And now we've cut it back to 2, and we're recreating some of the ones that we liked from them ourselves. It's really a good service for getting meal ideas. I have a lot of recipes I wouldn't have thought of or gone and searched out myself. It's a convenient sponsorship. Yeah, they're gonna collect a company else, so we're gonna die, aren't we? That's totally what's about to happen. Brouhaha! Thanks for the 2.5 years. Welcome back. Yikes. Yikes. Alright, they're spreading these out. That's fine. Definitely dead to second company. Why would you want to play Enigmatic and Incarnation, or Enigmatic Incarnation and Fires together? Those cards don't really have any explicit synergy unless I'm missing something. I had faith in me. Make this one cost more. Ugh. Come get some, Thalia. Cycling. So cracked, even Jeff can hit land drops with it. When I'm reading Bonecrusher Giant there, they clearly didn't suffer through Eldraine. If I hold up the bounce, I can't play fires, right? Or are you talking about the previous turn? No, I played fires right away. Burning down the house. Woo! Oh, I should have waited for them to target Scurry Oak. I forgot this could put counters on itself. Oh my gosh, I could have played that for free, chat. Don't ask me why I just paid mana for that. Don't ask me why I just paid mana for that. Shh. Shh. Be very quiet. I'm very stupid. There were a lot of choices. We were clicking very quickly. Sorry, Mr. Thaw. Listen, chat. Infinite combo 0, Colossal Skyturtle 1. Sky turtles kill space clowns that eat children. I don't know that I understand that reference. Tiago, thank you for the very generous tier 3 and for the over 2.5 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Stephen King took some drugs. The updated alert for subscribers for today is part of the Last Day on Earth integration. This will be back to our normal Hoaglandia ones tomorrow. Being on the play is cracked, Jim. So now we just lose. I can't possibly just lose here, chat. There was nothing meaningful I can do. And Magic is a galaxy brain game of low variance, so there should always be something I can do. Hitting concede is a galaxy brain option. It could be, yeah. Oh no. I was like, well, you know, maybe we could fires and then Cavalier can chump block and like it draws me into something useful. Nope. Cast one spell and die. All right, let's try and get one more. Try and get one more decent match in with this and see how it goes. Speaking of Last Day on Earth, the last couple hours of the stream we're gonna play is a zombie survival game available on Android and iOS. Poked at it a little bit off stream. Has a lot of acquiring components and smacking zombies and stuff of that nature. You build a base. Things with the things that you're acquiring. Are those pretty common, Tumos? I haven't done a survival game like this before on stream. It's not a gacha game. I think it's time to sweep the leg, shit. Okay, we drew that. Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and use my mana this turn and stop them from cycling into cards. I need to like put pressure into play, so I want to just like stop something like this, try and cut them off of finding their another copy of their rat. We have died yet. CPU, thanks for the 10 months, welcome back. Wish Claw Talisman. Man, they are all in, huh? I believe we're just dead, because once I cast this, I don't think there's a single card I get that cleans the board. Burn down the house? Nah, we're probably dead in the games where they put the Parahelion into play. Let's just like try and stop that from happening. Our games where they attack us with it. Because we can bounce it with, what's it called? The turtle. Maybe it's fine. There's gonna be a lot of times where like the 13 just kills us, right? I believe it does in fact have first strike, yes. Oh, I should have mulliganed for Leyline. This hand's kind of close because it doesn't have a third land. The tiebreaker should have been not having my sideboard card. Just autopilot into thinking we were playing a normal game of Magic. Not we were playing, you know, find the sideboard card. You said anything about reach blockers? So, what's a reach blocker? Or flying blocker? I mean, I'm not playing this that blocks flying. We're playing this as 2 channel abilities that are good. Alright, 28 lands. We missed our 3rd land drop last time we kept 2. Good. Extra rude. Oh, Magic. I am on server 1, Deansy. $28 lands, chat. 28 lands. Server one sporadic. They didn't have a way to get the Parahelion out last turn. Maybe they won't have a way this turn. Actually incapable of drawing lands. Chat, we are 53% to draw a land next turn. Our deck is over half mana right now. More than half. It was more than half last turn too. Dead to anything that can crew here, obviously, but that was true even if we didn't shock. I wanted the ability to draw red and cast Sweltering Suns the following turn, Beetle. So I chose to just bounce the Parahelion instead of the Grease Fang because I wanted to be able to kill their thing. Needed a permanent answer to that. You're correct though that if I did not have the sorcery speed removal in hand, that your line is better. I don't think this deck is very good. The trying to Keruga was really cute at several points in that set, but I think overall not being able to play cheap interaction felt awkward. Overall, in general, this archetype, like people talk, as someone asked earlier, is this card more fair? Chat, I think there's a really good chance that 4 mana Fires of Invention, as this card was originally printed, is fine in Historic. The texture of Historic today, compared to when every single card on the ban list was banned, is just drastically different. Something Wizards of the Coast fails to do consistently in every single one of their non-rotating formats is they fail to revisit their ban lists after they drastically change what their formats look like through the printing of new cards. When Winota was banned, when Field was banned, when Fires was banned, when Uro was banned, Oko, Omnath, all of these things, we didn't have Unholy Heat in this format. We didn't have Archmage's Charm. We didn't have half some of the lands that we have now. Like, they should be going back and reassessing these ban lists way more often than they do. Not even just for nerfing and giving them back, but just putting the cards back as is. And in other formats, that's true too. Whether it's Pioneer or it's Modern or whatever. Like, yeah, it's just yeah. So we're gonna keep this for what it's worth. Even at 5 mana, I wouldn't be surprised if this card ends up being playable somewhere to like close up our ramp. The Grixis build we played at the end of last week that if you missed, you could find up on YouTube, felt fine. I felt kind of whelmed by this build in general. Colossal Skyturtle was cute at several points. Mirrorshell Crab continued to feel very good. We played this in the Grixis build and it felt very good there and it felt good again today. So that's another card I'm going to keep trying alongside Fires, I think, for sure. But overall, I don't think I would try this particular build of Temur. I think the next build of Temur I would like to try is probably like with the White Splash. probably play like an Explore Growth Spiral variation that tries to ramp on 2 with the more cantrippy ramps, so that way you don't have to play a bunch of basic lands like we did to have to play with those. Yeah, I mean, and for what it's worth, like, I have historical precedents to back up the fact that they just don't do these things, and that I'm on the mark more often than a lot of other people. Like, you go back and you look at the number of people that talked about, there's just endless cards. Bitter Blossom, Bloodbraid Elf, Stoneforge Mystic, Jace the Mind Sculptor, there are all these cards that people were like, no, you can't unban them into Modern. And then, like, you get to today, and it's like some of them don't even see any play because they're just not good. They were, like, eventually unbanned, and, like, everyone's like, oh, this is all this card does? Yeah. The One Jame, thanks for the raid.